And welcome back. It is Last Call. More specifically, it's time for our Last Call Spotlight now. Tonight, we show love for a man behind the scenes of some of the biggest video games on the planet. He's contributed to Prince of Persia, Terminator Salvation, and most recently, as the lead writer of one of the top-selling games this holiday season, Assassin's Creed 3. For more, we go to Ye Olde King's Head in Santa Monica and say hi to Corey May.
I was at a Comic-Con once and a couple of different people came up and asked me for my autograph, and I didn't understand why they wanted it. It was very uncomfortable for me. My name is Corey May. I'm the lead writer for Assassin's Creed 3, also was lead writer for Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, so I've been with the franchise for a long time, since the beginning. I think my favorite thing about video games are their ability to not just transport you to another place, but to let you interact with those fictional or created spaces.
Stations, man!
I have loved, played, and been obsessed with video games since I was probably 2 years old. My mother had a computer that she worked on, and she would lock it when they would go out for dinner at night. I quickly found that if I unscrewed it and disconnected the wire that connected the locking mechanism, I could then play. If I'm not working on games, I'm playing games or drinking. So those three things. And sometimes all at the same time. Video game writer is not too different from film or television writer. The biggest difference is that in games there's a whole separate axis of interaction, mission design, level design, the actual, interactive part of the game. The overarching story of the Assassin's Creed franchise follows a timeless war, and it focuses on a fight between two groups, the Assassins, who fight for free will and self-determination, and the Templars, who fight to impose their vision of society or order on the human population. In each game, we look at a different pivotal moment in history. The first game took place during the Third Crusade. The second game took place during the Italian Renaissance, and the third game now takes place during the American Revolution.
I shall tell you about another revolution, the one that mattered.
Around the time of the American Revolution, people really started to document everything. One of the benefits is that we have a much better idea of what life was like back then. Whether it's, the layout of cities or the way people dressed or the customs of the day or the way they spoke. At the same time, it's a little bit more challenging because we've always played with the gaps in the historical records, the gray areas, the places where the history books sort of, fall apart a little bit and give us space to mess around in. When we create our targets or pick our major antagonists on the game, if they're based on historical figures, we try and find the places where they died, the ways in which they died, adhere to that as much as possible, and then obviously find a way to insert the assassin into the mix in a way that at least attempts to respect history. The success and popularity of Assassin's Creed has been completely mind-blowing to me. I had no idea when I started out that it would grow to the size it has. My hope is that we encourage people to dig a little bit deeper, to study on their own free time, to get excited about history and realize that there's so much to discover in our own past and that not everything has to necessarily be fictional in order for it to be interesting.
That was Corey May. Assassin's Creed 3 is available, of course, right now in stores and online. Coming up, we head downtown for the music of Blitzen Trapper. That is next on Last Call.